Okay, back to the phones we go, and people have been waiting patiently. I appreciate that. Martinsburg, West Virginia. Hi, Ray. Great to have you with us, sir. Hello.
Hello, Rush. It's an honor to speak with you.
I appreciate that. Thank you, sir.
I just wanted to make a comment. I think there's been a demographic shift in the political parties that either people have ignored or haven't identified.
What's that? Women running everything?
Well, part of that. But what I believe happened is during the Clinton years, you had a group known that everybody referred to as the conservative Democrats. And what happened was during the Clinton years, they became disenfranchised with the Clintons' policies, and they shifted to the Republican Party. And what has happened now is the Republican Party has become more center of the road.
Now, wait just a second. Wait just a second. I want to be historical accurate. You're right, but we've got to explain why. It was a phenomenon. If you recall, after the Republicans won the House in the 94 elections, there were massive numbers of Democrats quitting the Democrat Party. But why do you think that was, Ray? You think it was ideological? You think it was policy? What was it?
That the Republicans won the House?
Yeah, it was they want to be winners. They thought it was the end of their party. Remember, these people don't have a long view about anything. If you remember the House, your world is 2 years.
Right, but what I see are there are a lot of Democrats out there who are they're Christians. They have strong faith, and but they, for whatever reason, vote Democrat consistently all the time. But whenever the Clintons took office and they tried to push through the health care reform, or whatever you wanted to call it back then, Hillary Care, I think that was part of the start of it. And then there were other things that came to light in the Clinton administration. I think that pushed a lot of them to change to the Republican Party. And what's happened now is the Republican Party's now, they've become the center of the road, and as a result, it's created the Tea Party, because people that are truly conservative...
Hold your thought. He can't hear me, folks, because of our incompetent phone system. Hang on out there, Ray. I got to take a break. We'll be back here in just a second and continue. Okay, we're back to Ray in Martinsburg, West Virginia. Ray, I wanted to hold you over because I'm fascinated here by your theory, and I want to see where you're going to take it. And as I understand it, what you're doing, you're going back to the 90s. The Republicans win the House. You've got Clinton and Hillary trying to take over the country with Hillary Care. It's not wanted. A bunch of Democrats leave the party, join the Republican Party for whatever reason. And now take that to the point you're making about today. What is it?
Well, I think what the problem is you have a number of elected officials who are card-carrying Republicans who are conservatives, true conservatives. They live a conservative lifestyle. They have conservative beliefs, but they're still trying to function within a party that has actually become a moderate party. I think really what's happened is you've got the Democrats, which are really an extreme left version of a political party. The Republican Party has actually become a moderate party, and then you have the Tea Party, which is the true conservatives, people that live a conservative lifestyle and vote conservatively.
And you think this is because of a demographic shift?
Well, I think during the Clinton years, whenever they tried to do the universal health care, it scared a lot of people, and that's why the Republicans won in the 94 race. It woke everybody up to what the extreme left were up to.
That really wasn't the case. That was to come later. It was a factor, but the primary reason for Republicans winning in 1994, number one was me, number two was the House bank scandal, number three was the House Post Office, 40 years of Democrat. Number four was the contract with America. Number five was the fact they nationalized House races for the first time in history instead of running them as 435 local elections. And Hillary, they tried Hillary Care and the forerunner of Obamacare, and that was a factor. But they didn't need just that. All of Clinton, Clinton ran, he was called a conservative Democrat, a moderate. He gets into office, and he proved to be what everybody before this was trying to warn people of. This guy's a card-carrying leftist, just like Obama. And people finally saw that. But the Republicans back then, the reason they won, it wasn't just by the American people decided that. There was a reason. The Republicans gave people a reason to vote against Clinton and to vote for them. Contract with America, any number, in the House Bank and Post Office scandal, and a bunch of dislikable Democrats like Jim Wright, who was the Speaker. Now, the real question is, for me, and why your point here is interesting to me is, in a demographic shift or whatever you want to call it, how do you go? 1995, 1996, that's not that long ago in real terms. It's 18 years ago. How do you go from there to the outhouse, as the Republican Party has? Now, they still run the House of Representatives. They won it back in the 2010 midterms, much the same way they won it the first time in 1994, 1995, by being conservative and by offering an alternative. And in that case, it was Obamacare that gave birth to the Tea Party. So the lesson here, what you're saying is that the Tea Party is the right wing. The party itself has become moderate. I think in a broad-based sense, what's happened here is that the entire Washington establishment has never liked conservatism, didn't like the fact the Republicans won, didn't like the fact that Reagan won, both Republicans and Democrats. But the reason we're where we are is the most amazing thing to me, because the 2010 midterms were a recipe for victory, and so were the 94 elections, a recipe for victory, and the Republican Party refused to follow the recipe. Mind-bogglingly so. Not only do they not follow the recipe, the Republican Party today seems to believe its future is in Democrat light. Mind-bogglingly so. I'm not disagreeing profoundly. I don't think demographics has as much to do with it as ideology. The fact that the Washington establishment never has been conservative, and when the Republican Party has been victorious is when it was unabashedly conservative. But the forces of the establishment are such that they make it painful, uncomfortable, miserable to be a conservative. Look at what happens to any prominent conservative in that town. Look what's happening to Ted Cruz right now. Look what's happening to Mike Lee. Any of them that rise up, they get shot down by their own party included. And that's just the power of the Washington ruling class. Pure and simple. This doesn't even include the role the media plays, which is rather significant. By the way, no, I haven't seen that. Snerdley just said that Wall Street is ticked off because they've got no influence in the Tea Party. I haven't heard that. I didn't think Wall Street wanted any influence in the Tea Party. I thought Wall Street hated the Tea Party like they hated Christine O'Donnell. I didn't know they wanted any influence of the Tea Party. But I'm not denying that exists. I haven't seen it. Anyway, Ray, I appreciate the call. I really do. I'm glad you took the time. I don't mean to be disrespectful when I say I don't think demographics is the reason. We may be saying the same thing with just different terminology. I just don't think it's complicated. Republican Party, when it abandons conservatism, is a non-factor. I have no idea what's going to happen in 2014. All I know for sure is that the Democrats and the media are going to launch everything. Let me tell you something. Barack Obama hates this crap. What's going on? This the fact that there's opposition, that just frosts him, ruins his day. Opposition to deal with these little gnats, to deal with these creeps. He wants 20. The whole modus operandi of Barack Obama is to get rid of opposition, not beat them, but get rid of them. That's what he despises. They want 2014 so bad because there won't be any opposition. There won't be any lame duck. They can do whatever they want to do, and nobody can do anything about it. Nobody will be able to stop them. So they're going to be loaded for bear. That 2014 for them is their next. That's why they've been delaying all the bad things, as many as they can, about Obamacare. Anyway, again, Ray, thanks for the call. I appreciate it. Back after this. Don't go away. All right, we go back to the phones to where I used to live in a shack. Overland Park, Kansas. Hi, Rick. Great to have you here. Hello, sir.
Mr. Limbaugh, it's an honor and a thrill to speak with you. I can't believe I got through.
I'm glad you did, sir.
Well, I just real quick wanted to expand on what Ray said, your last caller, and there's a term for what's happening to the Republican Party, and it's called velocitized. It happens with morals. The analogy is you come off of the highway going 75, and you all of a sudden realize, holy cow, I'm driving way too fast, and you jam on the brakes, and you go back to the Tea Party. And I think that's what's happened. But that's just besides the point. I've had a lot of time to think here in the last hour. But the reason I called was because of the Republican donor issue that you talked about, where they're getting nervous about the Ted Cruz and the Mike Lees, and they want them gone before they're going to start donating. Well, I think that the opposite is actually true. And I know I can speak for a number of people because both my brother and I have been longtime donors. We own a company here in Kansas, Hardcore Hammers, that we're a small manufacturer of hammers, and we are conservatives. And the Republican Party constantly calls us and calls us and calls us for donations. And I finally got fed up with them, and I said, look, until you guys can make a principled stand on conservative values that you ran on to be elected in office, we are withholding any future funds. You know,
you're not alone. You are not alone. There are a lot like you. But the story that's out there is that it is donors that are demanding an end to the Tea Party influence in the party that are holding out. And money is the driving force in pretty much everything. And it is here. And I need to spend some time explaining this tomorrow, what really is going on here. Because it really is, in this battle between the Tea Party and the mainstream, it really does, in many ways, boil down to how the ancillary players are going to get rich. The ancillary players. The bundlers, the consultants, not the candidates, not the elected officials. They're a different world. There's a lot of different things driving this. And it probably be worth our time to delve in it or into it. And Rick, thanks for the call. Sadly, my friends, we are out of busy broadcast moments for the day. But tomorrow's Friday, isn't it? Unbelievable. Okay, so we have Open Line Friday tomorrow. And I got a bunch of stuff in the stack today that I never even got to. On the healthcare rollout, on how bullying programs are backfiring. There's some good stuff there. So I'll just save that for tomorrow. We'll see you then.